Hello, everybody. My name is Master Juniper Bloom Mystique. Since 2019, I had a Kundalini awakening and started doing things even that blew my mind. Part of those were activating the pyramids. And at first, I didn't understand that, but now I do. The first set of pyramids were the feminine ones. The second set, after my DM twin soul battle, and union at a certain level of my twin soul, and I got a walk-in twin soul, we began activating the masculine pyramids. On this channel, which you find this video on, I'm about to show you those masculine pyramids. I had uploaded them prior, but a group of the masculine I uploaded together. And this time I'm going to upload them separately. So in the feminine ones, there was Indonesia, Myanmar, Machu Picchu, Budapest, Thailand, Nigeria, Botswana, Zimbabwe, and altogether there was 13, but that was part of the feminine ones. And then around May of 23, we went into the equator line, is what they were called, around the world equator line pyramid activations. And it turns out those were the masculine ones. We have Ecuador, which is on my channel. I'll show you where to find that. This one is Colombia, I believe. I'm going to show you that one. That's the one that this one's going to be. Then we have Kilimanjaro. So let me show you. Let me show you, and we will know exactly what we're about to see. Okay. So these occurred in May of 2023 when I was activating the masculine pyramids, and they did take a physical toll on me. And it was real. I wasn't expecting them to be that way. I wasn't planning on it being that way. It just was very real. It was happening to me in life. And so, it's important to understand that because perfection doesn't exist, okay? It's just doing the best we can in the moments that we have them. So I'm just making sure this is sharing properly. So I'm going to show you where you can find these videos. So this is a bit of a re-release. I'm going to release them separately because the first time I released them together. So you can see right here that day 2 around the world pyramid activations, it is Colombia. Okay, this one was Colombia. It was done on May 20th of 23, and that's what you're about to watch. And the rest of them, and these are important because Spirit kept talking about the Krakatau. And in one of my videos, it came through Krakatau. I kept saying Krakatau, Krakatau. And then I'm like, I need to move Hawaii over so we don't lose it all. And then 8 days later, the Lahaina fire occurred. And there were other pyramid volcanoes and things. And so Krakatau is a true volcano. And I know that there's big energy waves going through the earth right now. And they do pertain a lot to the work that I've been doing. Okay, so the female pyramid activations began way back when I had my awakening. Okay, I began clearing Mount Shasta. The first pyramid activation was Fiji, and that was also the God's portal. Then I started healing the sun, the moon, undoing the false concept of time, detaching from the matrix, and then more feminine pyramids came. Okay, so we had Fiji, Indonesia, Myanmar, Machu Picchu, which was the portal of Atlantis. And so these two are the feminine ones, okay? Also did the Sphinx, the Pharaoh, and God activation portals. And so these are what's causing the ascension. It's true. That is who I am, undoing the collective and individual chakras, shadow, which everybody has to heal their shadow to rise, has to heal their karma, activated dormant chakra systems, okay? And then more of the Jesus and his twin soul timeline came through after that. Uniting Jesus and Mary Magdalene, battling my twin soul. I almost didn't make it, and he did not. And then I ended up getting a walk-in twin soul after that battle. And during that time, I brought down the blood of Christ and started cleansing the earth with that. Didn't know why until I undid the Holy Grail. Okay, that came through Christmas of 22. Then came the masculine pyramids. Okay, so messing with healing and rearranging the sun and the moon back to their true alignment was also a part of it. Tilting the Earth's axis was a part of it, and now they're actually saying that it's tilted, and I'm like, I keep trying to tell people. So what I say in these, even to the smallest of detail, truly matters. Okay. Then I took us into the 7D Pleiade Galaxy workshop. So we're becoming 7D, not 5D. Okay. Here was masculine pyramid. Part 1 was Ecuador. And then I combined Colombia, Congo, and Kilimanjaro. So I'm going to change that now. Okay. These are the masculine pyramids. Colombia, I will upload those over the next few days. Today will be Colombia, Congo, Kilimanjaro. So please just watch the whole thing. Listen very carefully to all details. Please don't look for perfection or trying to understand it, because when an awakening occurs, we have to process. And so just give yourself time to process the things that I say. But these are very important. They're very important. Okay, we did the feminine ones were first. Then came the masculine pyramids. This is the divine feminine and divine masculine portal timelines. Then after that came drying the Nile. These were feminine pyramids that combined with a masculine. Okay. What really happened to Christ, what the cross really was not real and not true God. And then here was the Nile. So I did dry it out. It turned blood dry. It dried out, turned blood red, then dried out. And I healed the crystal in the core of the earth. Then once all that was done, I believe I processed the earth's death and other things. And then eventually took us into the new earth birthing. Okay, so yep, Revelations 21:13, I recalibrated the directions, healed the west back to the north, then processed the earth's death in September of 23. Okay, Garden of Eden, rebirth. All right, then more stuff with my twin flame and Jesus and Mary Magdalene, Sekhmet, and then Horus returned. Boom, rose out of the Sphinx. His soul combined with that of my DM shocked the crap out of me. The eclipse happened and I called everybody home in April 24, I believe. And then there's just been so much more undoing religion I had to do. We had to get that in there because it was almost blocked. There was more to that. I undid the Sistine Chapel. The Incas and Mayans were reborn. God said enough and put us into the portals, which are happening in your earth now. Then I rebirthed new earth. Okay. So this stuff is real and I didn't see it coming. I didn't understand it. I just had to process it until I got through it all. Then I understood it. So prepped the angels for return, undid the money matrix, undid the Sistine Chapel, closed down all portals of darkness, undid the pentagram, returned all elements back to earth. Told you Trump would win and he did. I also was putting up protections around him when they tried to assassinate him because he's a part of the change. He's not part of their agenda. That's why people don't like him. He's here to expose truths, and that's what he's doing. Then the 12-12 portal, I have the lotus, I have the sun, when two become one. Return of Christ, very important stuff, okay? So that's what these are. So I'm just going to request that you please watch everything, okay? Then I put all of the elements back with the new directional pulls of the new earth, and all truths are here. They really, really are, okay? So this one is going to be done on May 20th of 23, and you are about to watch that video. Please watch the whole thing. I hope you're still with me. You are about to watch the pyramid activation for Colombia, okay? So enjoy. Watch the whole thing because everything I say has significance. Okay, it's vast, it's very real work, and it actually enlarged my heart to do these. It took a toll on my physical vessel, and I barely survived getting through this. And so it's very real, it's very important, and when we know the truth, it sets us free. So much love, my friends. It was all of that attack, I'm sure. Colombia, and again, Colombia and Kenya are on the equator line. Zimbabwe and Botswana are also in Africa. They're kind of south of the equator line. And I can't remember the third one for the life of me. I created a pyramid out of Zimbabwe and Botswana. So that is relevant because I created it. Nigeria, thank you. That was it, Nigeria. Okay, but they didn't call in that one. They just called in Zimbabwe, Botswana, Colombia, and Kenya. Those are the ones of focus today. So I'm just trying to calm my energy. I get all excited sometimes for these things. I go a little fast. It used to be really bad. like when I freed Jesus' soul, like I was super excited and went really fast and like, slow down. Like, how do you slow that down when it comes that fast, you know? And I've learned to kind of control that a little bit. Okay. And here's another good little tidbit. When I took on the last EM light, I swelled up super bad again, and I'm starting to already lose that. Like I noticed it, my tummy's going down, my arms have gone down, my face is going down quite a bit. So I'm happy about that. So I refuse to take on the blue light again. If by chance that happens, I hope Malachi takes it on and not me. They're saying it won't, so that's good. So the DM still has the light. Okay. Shifting in energy. All right, I am gonna play my healing music really quick. Bear with me. Take a second to get that going. Oh. And Lisa too, that's why the courses that I have are kind of that way, is the ones that were in my alchemy academy got those courses included. And so that's why they're kind of laid out the way they were laid out. Ooh. And there was another one I did not make public. That was the Akasha Records one. I just felt like we're doing that one later. Okay. Ooh. I'm releasing like crazy already. Okay. The Hertz cleanse has to do with the heart and throat chakra. That's what I'm playing. It's mine. I do own all rights, even though it doesn't matter. This is just our Zoom meeting. I just got so used to saying that all the time. I own the rights, biatches. They always try to dock me for shit, but I pay for it. Pisses me off. So hopefully you can hear that, but not over me. It's okay if you can't too much. It is in there. All right. So let's see what they have to say with my Lumeria deck. Oh, did you hear that one hit the drum? Cool. She can hear it. Sweet. Yeah, it's a good one. I like it. They're very, very healing music. I channel them for what they are and then create them. The Hertz and binaural I create from scratch myself. So I really do like them. I've grown to like them more and more and more. They work. They really do. All right. There's one more. So what's funny is I used it also in the guided meditations. There was a guided meditation one on my main channel and then just the music on the Hertz channel. And did you guys watch the Bob Saget one? That was so cool, the validations I got in that. I just have to say that. I was like so proud of that. I was like, dude, everything I said, they were like, that's what had to have happened. I'm like, yep. So let's arrest Joe Rogan in Depeche Mode. Okay, she says she can't hear it now. The music, I'll turn it up just a little bit as I get started. So there's one more. I don't want to roll them run over my cards. Okay. Gatekeeper. Amy will be very familiar with this. And if you watch the pyramid ones, I pull this card a lot. Gatekeeper. Okay. The portal keeper, gatekeeper. These are portal activations, obviously. This is going to change the shape of the planet even more. And that's what they're telling me. Evolution. Okay. The earth is evolving just as we are. It's not just us. Okay. But what this is talking about right here is it's very important because these are DNA activations. Okay. When I do these pyramid ones and I activate the pyramids, these are DNA activations for all of us. Okay. If you do these, you receive the activations. I don't know if you guys know that. I'm sure Amy does by now, but Lisa may not. They include unique gifts. Okay. We are unique souls. We're not normal, right? And so there's no need to feel normal or have expectations of normalcy other than allowing yourself to rise. And it's not about being above others, but it is a uniqueness. Okay. We're not supposed to fit in. We're not supposed to be like others necessarily because we are game changers. Okay. And then it is opening us up to a deeper level of communication with spirit. So this is about co-creation. 7D is big time co-creation. It is freedom. Okay. Freedom in the universal flow. There is no more blockages. There will be no more attacks. I promise you that eventually. And so it's learning to really co-create the reality in which you want to exist within. Okay. That's what it's all about. All right. And pay attention to the sounds of the universe. So from today, there's something that will be done with your eyeballs and your auditory canal as well, they're saying. But you'll be able to hear different frequencies. You'll be able to tune into different frequencies and utilize those. And I'm really drawn into the colors of the sun here. So be mindful of that. Do your part every day to tune in more to the universal flow, because that will activate you more and more and more and more. Okay, just simply sitting in the sun or taking a walk. I call them God walks, right? That's what I call them, as God walks. Walks in nature allows you to really take in that light and the new energies and the new frequencies. But the more you tune into those subtle vibrations, the more awakening you will flow through. And then they wanted a fairy card really quick, and we will get rolling, rocking and rolling. The DM's energy is here. He is stepping in, and he's still holding my hand, so he hasn't gone anywhere. They're not taking his blue light. There's more going on than I know, which is actually what St. Joseph told me. And so just focus on everything else. Okay. So there's 3 of those. Okay. Oh, I love this. Oh my gosh. All right. So didn't I say this was a gateway? Magical gateway. It takes courage and trust to venture into the unknown. Yet this is where the greatest rewards are. That's what I'm talking about here. It's time to step boldly forward without looking back. Okay. So this is evolution, my friends, and don't look back. Don't worry about what was behind. It's about radical acceptance, but it's also about having a purpose that others may not. Okay. Amy can attest to that. I'm sure when she met me, her life is so different now. And I don't know, sometimes she wants to go back. I'm not so sure. Right? It changes your course of action, but it doesn't, it's like your path that you created. Okay. And it is about magical blessings. Whatever you're going through, you're being assisted by magical fairies. The fairies say you can bless others too. We're all healers, right? That's what it's about. But it's being open to magical blessings and soul family ties, and things like that. Now we have lost and found. What was once lost is about to be found, thanks to the lost and found fairy. So this is something we didn't expect and we didn't see coming, but it is a piece to the puzzle. Okay. Hope that makes a lot of sense. Now, I'll turn this up slightly. Okay, if you guys can hear that and me okay, then we're good. Always try to be nice and vocal. Excuse me. So I do again call on the creator of all that is and all of the angels too. The energies from last week are still very much active. Like I said, they would be. And there is also this bubble of protection like never before. So recently I did that video where I called in this fire bubble of protection, and that's coming up even more. So the masculine is with me. That's what I was just tuning into, the energy of the masculine. Malachi is with him, not with us. He is with him. And so I just have to reiterate that. Malachi is not carrying the blue light. They want me to just say that again. It is the DM. His heart is quite large and he's blocking his energy from me intentionally at times. So they're saying, don't worry about that. Archangel Metatron is stepping forward, all the lions again, the portal of time, the Sphinx is opening big time. So the doors between the legs and going down into nothingness is opening like crazy. It's like, and it's spinning. So the portal of time is spinning for this one, you guys. Usually I just see it as a black hole. This time it's moving. It is turning, and I would say clockwise. If you're looking at the Sphinx, it's going clockwise. If you're looking outside, yeah, it's still going the same way. Every pyramid I've activated is coming into play. So Fiji is shaking right now. It's like, and it's rising. The pyramid in Fiji is actually rising out of the water slowly. The water will begin moving a little bit. So I see it rising. The top of the pyramid is rising out of the water. And the top of the pyramid is like, well, it's the whole thing, but what I see is like the top, it's rotating a little bit clockwise, a quarter turn. I'm turning it a quarter turn. So I don't know if we didn't call that one in last time, but it's facing towards the work that we're doing. On the equator line, Prometheus is stepping forward. Archangel Gabriel with a message of justice. Okay. This is justice being served beyond their imagination. So they're well aware of the Holy Grail also being gone. So it was a center of their control and it's not existent anymore. So the way I see it, it like dissipated. It's like whoosh, it went up in just pieces. Like it's just spontaneously combusted, right? Like it's no longer in the energy form at all. And so it's like standing on shaky ground, right? And so they are going to retaliate. So I just have to tell you guys that there will be some form of retaliation. But not for us. This is not to scare us. It's just we might see it play out a little bit in the collective soul. All gods and goddesses are coming out of the portal of time by Fiji. So when I think it was Fiji, it's the God portal, and they are all coming out. So Zeus is my go-to. He's always right by my side. He does a lot of things. And the Norse gods are also rising. And they're going to take chunks of earth and move it quicker than not. So all the pyramids from before, Machu Picchu, Thailand, Bolivia, Myanmar. Every one of them is moving a little bit more. And the energy is sucking through into what we're going to do today. So we are not going to do what we usually do. We will not be sitting around the portal of time. We have to move. So we're actually getting prepped already. So you can just have your eyes closed. Whatever feels comfortable for you is all you have to do. Your guides and your team and your higher self is going to be helping to upgrade your energetic form. And they're going to put a bubble of light around us because we're going to go up to the docking station that I've talked about before. And they are going to rebuild my solar plexus a little bit. Somehow it got blowed out a little bit. Oh, because of something the DM was going through. So in his reality, it's like pieces moving, puzzle pieces moving. Something happened. And that's probably what I was feeling. Like I had to breathe. I couldn't breathe. It was bad. So really quickly, his is being rebuilt, and so is mine. And the connection between our heart space and our solar plexus is being upgraded. And he is getting more DNA activations. Now, like I had mentioned, our auditory canal and our eye is being upgraded also. They're almost rebuilding our auditory canal because we never expected to be able to go to 7D. Some of us more than others, right? Some of us have more upgrades than not. So it just depends on where you're at. So this could be massive, especially for Lisa. So just be mindful. Talk about ringing in the ears. There can be head pressure going forward. And it's just because you're evolving and becoming more sensitive. Okay. But you're okay. They are actually deactivating your. So now it's time, Lisa, for us to remove the complete virus, is what they're calling it, within your system. Remember I said only in time, right? When it's ready, it's ready. So I'm going to go through your spinal column and I'm like deactivating it through your DNA and everything. So it does change our DNA. It does. It changes our DNA to reptilian type form. Like it's not normal. It's not of God. That's why it cuts us off from light. It really does. It didn't do that to you necessarily, but I'm cleansing it out of everything. Your helix, I'm tuning in. There's about 6 of them, and I'm just removing it. And then into your lungs. So I'm something with your lungs. It's going up your spine into your lungs. We're removing all of what it was. And then up into your spinal column, into your brain stem. Okay. I'm removing it from there too. It's like gray matter. It messes with the gray matter in our brain. It messes with our blood cells, the red cells. It turns it into like T cells and everything. It stops reproduction. It stops all kinds of stuff. Like they had a plan for this. So bear with me. And the reason we're going to the mothership is because we're going to be moving the earth in a very big way. So we have to be off of it. Because remember, when we do this work with me, it kind of separates us from the collective whole. It has to, because we're at a different level. It's just healing. It's just the healing that we're at, right? We don't need the impact. We're kind of removed from that. Amy, you're also getting DNA activations. And now I'm going to the sun. So as you guys are getting your healings, they're doing upgrades, they're doing healings on you, they're opening your chakras. We're still very much connected to the energy from last time. They are like moving things. They're like moving the earth. They're moving things. They're prepping. So there's certain sections of the earth they're like putting a bubble around. So they may move, but they aren't supposed to completely be demolished or anything like that. So I see trees, I see different things they're putting protections around. This is also going to cause the Garden of Eden to rise even more. That's what they're saying. Turns down just slightly. And then I am going to draw the sun down even more. So one time I did it like a fountain. That's kind of what I'm doing here. So it's like a spout, a spigot, and I'm just going to draw it down to where it's drawing down the whole entire time. It's this time not just going to go into the core. It's going to lay on top of the earth and kind of, you know how lava from a volcano like flows out onto the earth? That's what I see the sun doing. And they're saying a new sun is being born within itself. So the sun is evolving also. So with that, I call on Father Sky and Mother Earth again to solidify our protection, our love, and our support and our understanding. Again, we are, okay, so the north, the east, the south, and the west, I'm going to turn it slightly. We're going to turn the direction of north. It's again going, so north node, right? Like I'm hearing the north node is switching. It's switching slightly, a quarter turn to the right. So our directionals are changing, period. I feel like even those things that we use to say where north is going to be off. Our directionals are switching. So Prometheus is sticking something into the core and we're turning it a quarter of a turn. So the whole core of the earth is turning a quarter of a turn. And now the masculine is doing something. So I will just mimic. Bayake kita Puyai katumbaya kitaya ntuko umboya. What was wrong is now made right. Redemption in the form. This is what he's saying. What is wrong is now made right. Real redemption in the form. And then I hear, what's love got to do with it? Everything. And he's helping Prometheus turn the earth. So this is pretty awesome. So he's got blue light going into the core and they're turning it, as I stated. And I solidify this protection today for this day 2. So be it. And so it now is, and I'm lighting my candle. Okay. And I feel a lot of pressure within my head. So I don't know if that's just me. You guys might feel that too. It's a lot. There's a lot going on. When we are ready to kind of leave the earth and go up to what they call this docking station. Some people are calling it like a mothership. It's not what it is. It's a docking station. It is Pleiadian. It is a galactic master ship. Like that's why they call it a mothership. So remember I said the portal of time was spinning too. So it's speeding up. It's speeding up. It's speeding up. So it's like I stick my finger in there and I'm swirling it and swirling it and swirling it and swirling it and swirling it. And it's creating a vortex going downward. Okay, and this time we're going to put land in it big time. We have to cleanse the earth. So some of the soil is so low, it has to go. Some of the earth was not meant to be that way. It wasn't. So they had talked about the structure of our earth had changed, like the land and the waterways, and it has to change again. It's not going back to what it once was. It's even advancing from that. Evolution of another kind. That's what they're calling it. So I am going to put some DNA into the core of the earth that is going to allow her to read these new activations in Colombia, in Zimbabwe, in Botswana, and Kenya. Ooh, Kenya. Ooh, Kenya is another kind. Alexa, is there a pyramid in Kenya?
According to an Alexa Answers contributor, yes, that's where Egypt is.
Oh.
Also some Ethiopia. Did that answer your question?
Yes, it did. Thank you. It's Ethiopia, though, not
Thanks
Egypt.
for your feedback.
Holy jeez, I didn't even realize that. See why I always do that? I never know. But spirit never sways me wrong, so. Oh gosh. So I tuned into this before. So I'm seeing the earth is like lit up into a big pyramid right now. Basically, she's becoming one big pyramid from all these activations. The masculine is also like shoving blue light everywhere. He's like literally just Malachi's having him like do blue light everywhere. It's really nice. But I don't know, some might remember this, is that I talked about there was a lot of like bloodshed and a lot of what I would call dark magic. Africa is filled with it. So again, I see women with like blood all over them, but intentionally like smearing it on their face. And it's human blood. It's not animal blood. It's human blood. And there's, so they make sacrifices a lot. These are not ones they talk about much because they would probably like cause a big stir. I even see at one time they were sacrificing babies at one point, maybe not in this time frame, but at one point. And so that blood is rising. And you guys are almost ready. You're getting major upgrades. They rebuilt your auditory canal and then upgraded what they could for others. My solar plexus is feeling, that's why I'm burping so much, I think. Finally feeling so much better. And then I see the DM like forcing the balance, right? Like he is solidifying his balance. He's very well aware now of what the balance meant and how he got off. And they're putting a hand on my heart and they're just telling me to let go of any thoughts about it and not worry. So in Colombia, I just went to some prepping. I'm prepping because what I'm going to do is when we are off of the planet, I'm going to be shifting the earth. Okay. This is, it's jarring. It's a little jarring for her. She has to dump some land and move some water and just shift, right? It's a big shift. We are shifting the equator. So what they're showing me is the equator is like, you know, it's like around the world and it's just going to completely shift on its axis. Again, compasses will probably be off. I'm being given a scroll. It was one that was already within, but it's like out of my solar plexus. It's been handed to me. So Colombia, what I'm seeing is there's a pyramid in Colombia. And I do hear the DM saying, I love you. Telepathy is very strong right now. There's a pyramid in Colombia and it's beginning to rumble. It's not one a lot of people know of, but they will very shortly. That's what they're telling me. Alexa, where is the pyramid in Colombia?
From gov.bc.ca, the pyramid property is in the northwest of British Columbia, approximately 50 kilometers north of Dease Lake.
Thank you. So what I was hearing was British Columbia, so I'm glad that they validated that. I know nothing about geographical stuff, nothing. I just never cared. So it's always surprising to me. I love it when they validate what spirit gives me. Makes me feel good. So what I'm seeing though is there's a lot of like thick, it's not like the pyramids in Egypt where it stands loud, right? Where people can go, oh, that's definitely a pyramid. So some people weren't even sure. It is made again out of like a natural, almost like lava rock. I think there was another pyramid I said that about. It's relative to that female pyramid. I can't remember which one it was, but there was one that I had mentioned was lava rock in the female realm. And then I do see another volcano erupting with the one in Colombia. So it's going, what they just did to the cores, she's going to really heat up and a lot of energy has to come out somewhere. So my DM is drawing a line. He doesn't really understand all of it, but he's drawing a line between Colombia, Zimbabwe, Botswana, and Kenya. All right. It's still as if it's a pyramid, though, between all three. And that's kind of what they're showing me, even though there's four. Zimbabwe and Botswana, it's a line through both. It's like doop doop. And then, so I hope that makes sense. There's really 3 points. So I'm starting the energy at Colombia, but I can't finish until we're ready to go into the docking station. Once we are there, they're just going to completely do a healing on your chakra systems, any upgrades that are necessary, but they're also going to work on your integumentary system, which is our skin, right? Because it also has to evolve. Was very third dimensional. And all that represents and houses. And then, Lisa, there's something in your neck related to the virus. They call it the virus. They're not calling it a vaccine. So they're essentially loading you with the virus. But I'm in your neck. I'm at your C3. Oh, so I have to take it out of your bone structure from your cervical vertebrae, and it's in my neck. Like, it's really affected my neck. It doesn't feel good. It hurts into my shoulders and into my neck and into my head. Ow, ow, ow. It hurts. Like, ow. Ah. So I'm scraping the bone marrow there, and it doesn't feel too good. Ow, like seriously hurts. Not from what I'm doing, but from what it was doing. It was like weakening your bone structure. It's the best thing I can say. Oh, it hurts down into my spine now. So they're putting a lot of healing light here. There's 3 beings helping to heal and rebuild that structure, because I got to move on. So they're going to help me heal and rebuild that structure. And then Lord Sananda, or Jesus, whatever you want to call him, and Mary Magdalene are both holding my heart in their hands, and they're just protecting it so that I don't take such a hit on this one. All right, we're about ready. So there's like these stairs that are coming down from the docking station. It's just outside of our atmosphere. It is there. It is very real. They see it. It's real. This is where we're going. We've gone here before. And this time there's stairs coming down. It's like gotten used to our energy almost in a way. So it's just coming down, and we're going to begin walking up them in just a moment. And then once I do that, I will stop the earth from spinning again and quickly do what I need to do with the DM. Oh, goodness. So the earth with the core shifting like that, it's difficult on her. This is not something that was ever put in the books, right? So of course, Saint Germain is here with the Akashic records. Which is so funny, because that weird guy that's been kind of like, I don't know, trying to say I wasn't of the light or something. And then he's like, oh, you are now. He was telling me that he reads the book. He's a bookkeeper. I'm like, then you would know everything I did. It's in the Akashic records. He goes, not yet. Big red flag. It's already in the Akashic records. They're just validating that. But she's oh, Amy's connection is spotty, so she may lose us. Okay, I'm going to put protection too around the connections just in case. Malachi and Metatron, helping the connections of the Wi-Fi or whatever it is that we're using. Yeah, there's something within the area in your phone, I think. If you do get Buddha, don't worry, your energy still, but get grounded right away. Okay, so energetically, we're getting ready to go up. Amy, if you're not able to kind of meditate with it, it could cause you to feel a little nauseous. So just be mindful of that. Okay, we're ready. So the stairs are there and we're going to start walking up. I won't, but you guys are. I have to stay here and do the work. So it's like protecting you because you already received all this. You've already healed so much, so you don't need this jolt of energy that the collective whole is going to receive. I hope that makes sense. Oh gosh, there's something going on. Oh, there's something going on in Africa, like something going on there. It's like, oh, they're arguing with themselves, so they're almost going to start killing each other off. Is kind of what they're showing me, like civil unrest. And they're trying to figure out who done it, right? Like who done it? Who's the culprit? Who caused this? Why is this happening? They can't find me. They don't know who did it. They don't know. They just know it happened. It's almost like if we could find them, we're going to chop off their head. But of course they never will. So they're going to start like fighting amongst each other in Africa, something about civil unrest. I don't know how their system works there. It's just, I see like these people wearing these certain things and they're just kind of starting to blame each other, okay, until they almost cut off each other's heads. It's very head centered. I don't know why. So my DM is cleansing a lot of bloodshed coming out, being called out by the DM. All right, so you guys are going up the stairs and into the ship, and once they're retracting, you guys will go inside the docking station, and each one of you have your own pods. So you're going to go into your pod. They're going to guide you into them where you'll just be resting, and they're going to do light healing on you from 7D. A lot of upgrading, a lot of healing, those kinds of things. This has to do with your chakra systems, your higher chakra systems, and aligning them to the work that I'm doing. Okay. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to hear me, right? Like it would be an issue. All right. So I'm going to stop the earth from spinning. It stopped all time. I feel like mentality, spirituality, everything's frozen on the planet. Drawing a line now between Colombia, Zimbabwe, Botswana, and Kenya. Kenya. The DM is mimicking me. Something is going on where the Sphinx is, so that would be in Egypt, which is also in Kenya, apparently. It's in Africa. I had no idea. I'm picking up the sand. Ooh, there's their energy of piss, like you disturbed the peace. You guys aren't aware of this, but they have been aware of more things than you know. So there's this weird tunnel. This should not be there. They've gone out around, it's like around the Sphinx, it's connecting certain things. So I don't know if these archaeologists uncover something they shouldn't have. I'm not exactly sure, but there's something that should not be, and I'm burying it at this time. And then I'm taking sand and I'm like chucking it like a tornado too. I'm like drawing it up and it's circular. Keep in mind the earth is not moving. But they're going to discover new things now, but by the hands of God. Great disturbance here. Cleopatra is also stepping forward. So I see all the cats, like the cats were very revered. Somebody did something they shouldn't have done. Fire. The ground is rumbling. So the energy pyramid I just formed from Colombia all the way back to Kenya is rising. It's separating from the earth. Anything outside of that in Africa, some of that will fall. Tutankhamun is rising. There's a lot of them, a lot of pharaohs rising. You guys are like 12 feet tall. They're huge. Ooh, you know the Mount Rushmore, right? Is that where all the presidents' faces are? It's like crumbling. And I see a volcano exploding. All the faces are falling. They don't belong. I'm activating the pyramid in Colombia, and the DM will fill it with this blue light. So just like before, I'm raising it up and I'm filling it full of light, and I'm activating the walls. So this one already has energetic written information. There's unrest. They're mad. Like if they get mad, right? Like we have to fix this. This was not right. Somebody did like rituals over the pyramids. I don't know if you guys are aware of that. Not good ones. I have to tune into the masculine a little bit more since he's not here. He has to hear what's in my heart. Oh my gosh, my right ear just went weird. So the pyramid in Colombia is even growing. This is going to like partially buried is what I'm hearing. So it's going to rise. It's like shaking the ground around it. It's shaking, it's rumbling. And I'm turning it a quarter turn to align and activate. My heart hurts. And the DM is starting to fill the blue light through the crystalline grid up into the pyramid. And he is taking the top of the pyramid and turning it a quarter turn as well. Oh. Okay. And then through the female pyramids in Zimbabwe and Botswana, he is putting blue light. That's why they're also being called in. They're aligning to this one. So keep in mind the completion of these areas, what others may fall, if that makes sense. things around it may no longer exist anymore. There is a line for a reason. Oh yeah, for a reason. We get it on do ya or could take it on do you take it on boy yeah. They're taking me back to the beginning of time, Adam and Eve, where dinosaurs they claimed were only the ones roaming around and the earth cracked. Then there was a lot more of that happened than we're aware of. So the earth would crack and separate and move, and some went underwater. Okay. Well, this time they're gonna, it's like has to leave the earth. It doesn't belong. It's too low in vibration. So it will just crumble and crumble and crumble. And I see another volcano going off, Mount St. Helen. And then there's one in Israel. And it's cracking down the mountainside, down the volcano side. So it's changing the structure of that one. Okay, now I'm going to the one in Kenya. This one we're going to fill with even more light. This is different. This one is different. It's got to fill with the core light. So the DM's putting a lot of blue light into the core. A lot of blue light into the core. So one of the pyramids in Egypt, the side is falling, like it's cracking and falling in pieces. They did something they shouldn't have done. They disturb the peace. Only if it's allowed, right? Like this was not supposed to be. I see people. Okay, so I see people. They're like wearing like a hijab, like a not a pretty one, right? Like this, like a white looking sheet on their heads, very thick, and it's wrapped around their heads. And then they're wearing like this, like off-white coat type of thing. Well, the ground opened up and they fell in. That's just what happened. And the DNA is going into all of you, even though you're in the mothership. And now I'm completing from Zimbabwe to Colombia, the energetic line. It's flowing with this. This is very powerful. Usually I just use my light and the DM now, but this one's different. The one in Kenya is different. They said Kenya, sorry. The one in Kenya is different. It's a 3-pyramid system. And the energy wise are combining into one. Even though they're 3 separate pyramids there, they're combining into one. And because it has to be that, otherwise it would like explode one alone. Okay, this is very powerful. This is big. It's filling with Christ light, the core, the sun, the end light, my light, and all of the gods. All of the gods are placing their hands on these. Oh, and they're holding them together. So they don't fall apart. And I'm picking each one up and rotating them clockwise a quarter turn. And they're staying up energetically off the ground. The DM's doing something to the ground underneath them, like a vortex again. It's like moving the ground underneath them, and it's changing the face of the earth in which they land upon. I hope that makes sense. So whereas the earth was facing one way with those on it, now the earth is facing a quarter turn the other way, and we're putting them back down. And then the energy will flow between that one and the one in Colombia, Zimbabwe, and Botswana. And it's becoming like a vortex within itself in pyramid shape. The energy is just going and going and going. And the portal of time that was moving, remember, I spun it and I spun it and I spun it, and the land is being sucked through that is not in this energy center. It's outside of it. Yeah, and I do hear people like running and screaming and running, and like the earth is falling underneath their feet, and water is moving and moving and moving and moving and shaking and moving and shaking and moving and vibrating and shaking and moving, and the core is expanding. Boom, 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 3 times. Boom, boom, boom. And then the heartbeat of the earth. I got to focus on the heartbeat of the earth because it stopped momentarily. That's not good. Give us a second. It's like doing CPR on the earth. This was a big one. I don't know if you guys remember too, before I can start the earth up, I have a pyramid I created at Lake Titicaca, and my DM has an outline. His is starting to be built piece by piece. He'll finish it when he fully steps up. They said don't doubt, let it go. That's causing the water there to move. So on one side of Lake Titicaca, it's like I'm drawing a line and the water will start to flow out. And then there's a river, the Nile. Do I have that right? Something about this river. It's a river between that leads to Lake Titicaca. There was this river, the Euphrates River. Also is coming into play. I'm crumbling something there. But yeah, there's a power center there. It has to go. And I'm going into the earth there. I have to go down a little bit. And I'm changing the structure. So there's like these tunnels near the Euphrates River, and I'm collapsing the structures. Going back to Kenya, there was these tunnel structures. They're all related in some ways. If you don't think things travel underneath the earth to you, then you're mistaken. And then the core is like busting out with flames. It's burning everything it needs to get rid of. And then the masculine is going to continue filling those with blue light. And then the equator with blue light. Prometheus is it okay? So now we're shifting the equator line. It's shifting, and it's not a pleasant feeling, okay, but it's a necessity. It has to be done. The earth will respond and such. She will adjust. She's beating. She's alive. She's well. She will adjust. I'm giving her an upgrade. She's evolving as well. So what's really strange is I see us not just getting a new third eye, but now we like have 2. That's kind of what they're showing me. And eventually the one might combine into the other one. But technically speaking, right now we have 2 third eyes. It says 70 related. We they get the undo. And it has to do with the earth. They get the and oh. Then I'm going to Jerusalem, Israel, Jerusalem, which is the Garden of Eden, Israel, Jerusalem. Before I can start the earth, I have to do this too. Any darkness there is being cleansed before it can rise. And I'm taken to the flower of Jesus. The roots of that flower going deep into the earth now. And then you all are being given gifts. Your healing and upgrades are about complete in your little separate pods. So there's a lot, your integumentary system, everything will take a while to adjust. So you will feel things, you could have rashes, you could have different things or nothing at all. Keep that in mind. Whatever you do have is related. It should dissipate very quickly. Salt baths, lemon water is a really good thing. You could feel dizzy. It's okay. It's just because you're readjusting to the new center of the earth. The equator has now been moved and compasses will not align. And I need to hurry now. So I'm being shown a clock of time. Okay. Before I can start the earth, we went backwards. We went backwards to the beginning of time. And now we're going forwards like light years. We're going forwards. It's going fast. It's like, and the numbers are like quadrupling. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And that's doubled within itself. I hope that makes sense. So time is totally different. And you're going to feel that shift. Life expectancy will change. And then I'm seeing med beds. They've mentioned that before. It has to do with med beds. So people will start to be beaming up and being healed in big ways, especially like star seeds. But these are other individuals that can't receive it any other way. Like Orion kind, Arcturians, some serious, but not all have risen yet. So okay, so the DM is done doing his work. I'm feeling complete, like my head hurts. When the earth is starting to crumble. So I got to get her moving. I got to get her flowing. The gods are moving amongst the planet. So Zeus is moving. He's moving water. They're taking land and throwing it off. This is justice. That's the best thing I can say. Pay attention to these areas. And then I see like a big boomerang, like a rubber band being slung out and let go, boom, and it snaps those that it needs to snap. So I remember too, a long time ago, I took out satellites and I said, if they ever try to listen in, their ears will bleed. It had something also to do with Kenya. There was something there. There was like a headquarters. It's going up in flames. Poof. And another satellite should fall. And then there's something to do with that Mars rover. It's being deactivated. It's not good. And if anybody tries to go there, they will just not make it. And then I do see something going on with the moon. So there is beings there and they are being flicked off. That's the best thing I can say. To get the fluck out. You got to go. Oh, something big is coming, my friends. All right. So they are prepping you guys to come back. And you're like dressed in like these beautiful, just beautiful, godly like outfits and these flowers all around you and crystals all around you. This is leaving you open for next time. We cannot close it out. The equator has shifted. All right. Before you can come back, I got to start the earth again. So I like hold her still. I hold time still. And now we are slowly releasing that energy back. Oh, ooh. And the gods are all over this planet. Oh my. Then the DM is being cleansed again. So I've had healings where he has not. So he's just cleansing his energy. We're cleansing his spinal column, his silver cord. There was some tar there. And then there's a path that leads him to me, and that's all he will have in existence. So he has no other choice but to come home. So it's the same thing that happened to my other DM. However, I don't see any need for him to die. They're just rearranging his life to where he only has one option, so he can see clearly. And then they just like talk about abundance. So I see just money flying and falling and coming and flowing into the heart space. They're saying, don't worry, because I was quite scared. Okay, the earth is spinning again completely, a little faster than before. I got to slow her down. That's not right. Oh, and then the core will spit out. So the core expanded 3 times. Prometheus will continue drawing the equator line because the whole thing shifted and it's filled with blue light. It's beautiful. It's like glowing blue. Blue is like pulsating blue light. And he took his blue light and he put it lots more places all over the planet. Okay. Everything is settling back down. They're going to leave the energy there. It's going to continue to awaken and move and shift until next week. Next week, something else as big is coming, they're saying. And they're starting to walk you guys back down the stairs. I'm going to bring you back into your bodies. And I have to stop the Sphinx. So the portal of time, I have to stop it from doing that vortex slowly. It's like I'm slowly stopping the waves of energy. It's a black hole. Ew, and then I see Biden dying. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Oh, his skin like melted off. It's so gross. And not only him, like a whole bunch of them. Ew. And then I do see handcuffs. I saw those years ago on the right one. That's for all to see. But there's more that will happen than most will see. He will not live through this. He will not. His time is now. It's already like written in stone. And so again, I see like the puppet master, like all of what he has puppeteered is flying right back to this thing and like smacking him. Karma, it's karma. Everything's karma based. So all those fallen angels, all the carnage, all the bloodlust, everything will fold right into them without haste. And I'm seeing the sports world is coming up. I'm seeing like football fields becoming nothing but grassland. We're taking back our land. It was not of the light. And then a lot of children's souls being set free. So Epstein, right? Is that like Epstein Island? Is that what they call it? I'm setting souls free. And it's burning and burning. Oh, and then something else will be exposed with that. Okay, so you guys have been put back into your physical bodies. Everything else is calming down and settling back down. My DM is starting to feel slightly better, but he still feels guilty. That's what they said. Okay. So start to just imagine the earth beneath your feet. She's beautiful. She is gorgeous, like colors we've never seen. Remember, you got auditory and eyeball upgrades to match these new frequencies. It takes time to process, but you could see things in different colors. We've had this happen before. It's real. So just never think you're crazy. It's okay. Everything is meant to be the way it is. Ooh. Now, co-creation is important. Okay. Follow nudges, listen to spirit, listen to your guides. But there's also going to be downloads of another kind. Information coming in like light bulb moments. Just make sure you write them down. And they're saying celebrate. They're celebrating. So all of the people that were on the ship that we just left are celebrating. They're like cheering and clapping. This was a big one. This was a very big one. But it's also more in balance. So I have to recognize that there's more of a balance here. The DM could not hear clearly, and neither could I for a moment there. So it's valid. My head hurts so bad. So just make sure you take care of your system. Stay hydrated. Okay, because when water shifts on the earth, we feel it in our system. It's very important to stay hydrated, as some of the earth dehydrates and shifts. And then there's something to do with that alien ship that's in the ocean. So Amy, remember I undocked it from the bottom of the ocean, and it's like it can't stay here. There's something going on with that, like a lot of bubbling coming out of the water. They're going to notice something. It's going to be discovered in a big way, I think. And they may be dead. I don't know. Talk about exposures. That's what I see happening. Like people have no choice but to see. So just breathe into your bodies. Allow yourself to come completely to itself, no matter what you were separated momentarily. So just breathe it through. And when you're ready, you can focus again. Move your hands, your feet, everything. The DM will continue on this one. So he is being put to tasks. He has to continue correcting the balance. That's on him. There's nothing more I need to do. He will do them. He's being told to write them down. Same kind of an awakening process that I went through in some ways. And they are drawing us closer. That's the pressure I've been feeling. The contract requires he can't exist outside of it. So like his other world can't exist anymore. Pay attention to the animals. They're going to feel some things. They're going to be making some movements. They're like doing some things that aren't normal. That's going to also rise in the collective soul right now. Things are just going to happen. And then I see more storms, lightning, tornadoes, things of another kind, apocalyptic style. Although they don't really like the word apocalypse. It's just the ascension of the gods. I feel apocalypse has a negative connotation for a reason. Akashic Records is being recorded. So when you are ready, come back to, open your eyes, feel into your body. Oh my God, I don't know about you guys, but my head hurts. Woo! Amy lost some of that. My voice was cutting in and out. She'll listen again when she gets the recording, but she got so many chills when I said Epstein Island and saw the souls rise. Yeah, that was, I want to throw up, honestly. There's something with that. It's not a good thing. And it's definitely Hollywood too. There's a lot of that. So I'll be curious to see what comes out about that. And something also about Britney's memoir is being blocked for a reason. So it's just being blocked. That's probably why Drew Barrymore didn't say things as she was supposed to, because she became in fear. Because they will kill her. Like they would have. So maybe in time. It's more than she's already said. It talks about like ritualistic things. They are all connected. Yep. They are. And you can start to see more and more who is. You can see their faces change. Like, did you notice Lady Gaga all of a sudden looks like a different person? Like, you really think she can go through all the surgeries that fast? It's like, what the hell happened? Like, it's so weird. But it's true. Like, it's happening. So just be mindful. Oh, man. This drained me a little bit. So I will be coming on Facebook Live at 3:30, I believe is what I marked it, just to kind of talk a little bit about the importance about eliminating the shadow. You know, as we all know, it wasn't just one individual that hurt me this last time. It was because others played into the shadow. And so when you do true shadow work, the one workshop that was bigger, like you have to heal the shadow so much, but I will talk about that a little bit during the live and kind of what Spirit's hoping that we can all get to, because the more of us that learn to do what Amy did and what I've done, that's the purpose right now going forward. And the more we do that, the more their power dissipates. So it's super important. And I tried to say that in my one video, but it was still kind of going over some people's heads, not your guys's. So it's quite interesting to me to see how much it still tries to wreak havoc. So just be mindful of that, and I'll talk about it more. And then tomorrow I will be on YouTube. If you guys want a free message, come on over there at 3:30 for being in the workshops. You can have a free message for being my VIPs and stuff. And we'll just go from there. Okay. But I'm going to do that one on YouTube tomorrow. Today we'll just be talking about other stuff. Ground yourselves, okay? You got to keep grounding, because these energies are ethereal. They're not normal. They're galactic. They're not normal. These are not things we normally go through or experience on a physical level. So we will have changes to our structure, our whole makeup, especially Lisa. She got way more healing today. Yeah, you're so welcome, Amy. So much love to you too. I'm going to fill these wands up because that's what I got to do. And then I will get ready for my live. Yeah, there's still this weird disconnect with the DM. I don't like it, but I'm not going to worry because that's what they said to do. So much love to all of you. And I hope you celebrate, right? Still be mindful. I don't know if you've noticed that your system can only handle so much lower vibrational stuff right now. It'll make you feel wonky. So just keep that in mind. Okay. Day 2 down. We are halfway there. Wonder what next week brings. Oh boy. All right. So I don't know if Lisa fell asleep or if she's digesting everything. I should call her gorgeous because that's what her screen says. Hopefully all is well. I am going to upload this and I will be emailing it out shortly. It should work just fine. I think that's all I have to say. It was a lot. So give yourselves time to practice, to adjust. All right. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not seeing her. So hopefully. So she got the J&J version. I don't know what that means. All right. Well, I will talk to you guys later. Keep your eye on the email. She may have fallen asleep, but I will see you guys soon. Okay. So much love. Bye-bye.